Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, dear listeners of Teacher Karigodoto Njige channel. Today I have brought you the novel analysis Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad from Europe. Heart of Darkness is a symbolic title. Heart stands for country. All African countries. Darkness symbolizes the greed and the evil of imperialism in Africa. The evil in the heart of darkness is not the darkness of Africa. Instead, it is the evil of imperialism, which is European power bring the continent. The novella shows the result of colonialism in Africa and how the dehumanizing efforts of Europe powers destroy Africa, while contemporary critics have questioned the novella's depiction of Africa and its point of view. Heart of Darkness contains a symbolic representation of evils that persists to the present day and has influenced countries' writers. Marlowe spent more time at the Congo. He comprehends what the Nats have to go through. Darkness play a major role throughout the story. The Congo and its people are flooded with darkness because the area is being flooded with European control. The darkness in Heart of Darkness presents the imperialism. The Congo reveals darkness through imperialism. Throughout the Heart of Darkness, it is well evident that the Congo falls victim of British imperialism. The Congo becomes conquered by the British in many ways. Throughout the novel, the British sincerely believed that they are giving the people of the Congo a better way of life. Instead of doing what they set out to do, the Europeans discovered the evil and how useless it was to the natives, so that they decided to capture it and profit. The main character, Marlowe, reveals darkness through imperialism. As Marlowe travels down the Congo, he witnessed many events. Marlowe witnesses the horrors of imperialism because he gets to experience the darkness and see what it has done. The Europeans are superior because of their powerful weapons, which they use to impose their darkness upon the people of the Congo. People truly believed that the people of Congo were uncivilized savages. The second character, Curtis, reveals darkness through imperialism. Curtis is a very evil dealer, and it is revealed that he collects more evil for the company than any other evil trader. Curtis spread the darkness of imperialism by placing himself as a god among all people of the Congo. That is the short summary of the title. About author, Joseph Conrad is Polish-English novelist. He was born in 1857 and died in 1924. He published his novel or novella in 1899. Heart of Darkness. For those who read literature books, have you ever wondered what the year the origin of written literature in Africa began? Please close your ear. Listen to me. I'm teacher Karigodoto Njige. I'm an analyst of literature books all over the world. Today I have brought you novel analysis, as I said, Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad from Russia or Europe. In Heart, the young African writers who started writing literature books in the year of 1950s, Joseph Conrad inserted the Africans and saw it as an undeveloped continent or unchanged continent. This novel, Heart of Darkness, made Albert Chinua Lumogo Achebe the father of African literature in parallel with a great father Amos Tutuola. He decided to write the novel Things Fall Apart, responding to Joseph Conrad's thought on Africa. I want you, my dear listeners, to follow my literature works, especially at university students, college students, teachers, tutorial, and lecturers from different parts of the world. Listen the novel The Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. I greet all my fellow narrators, Mr. Tinga Tinga, Mr. Gordon English of School, Teacher Reginald Bishoza, Teacher Hassan Lemunja, Patrick Michael Ngugi, and Mr. Abdul Poet Online from Ghana. Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad from Russia, Europe. He published this novel in 1899, the first publication. Heart of Darkness centered around Malo as our main character, an introspective sailor, and his journey up the Congo River to meet Curtis, reputed to be an idealistic man of great abilities. Malo takes a job as a riverboat captain with a company, a Belgian concern organized to trade in the Congo. As he traveled to Africa and then up the Congo, Malo encounters widespread inefficiency and brutality in the company's stations. The native inhabitants of the region have been forced into the company's service and they suffer terribly from overwork and ill treatment at the hands of company's agents. Malo arrived at the central station run by the general manager, an wholesome, conspiratorial character. He found that his steamship has been sunk and spent several months waiting for parties to repair it. The manager and his favorite, the blackmaker, seem to fear Curtis as a threat to their position. Curtis is rumored to be ill, making the delays in repairing the ship all more costly. Malo eventually gets the parties he needs to repair his ship, and he and the manager set out with a few agents. Malo and his crew come across a hut with stacked fireworks, together with not saying that the word is for them, but that they should approach cautiously. Shortly after the steamer has taken on the fireworks, it is surrounded by dense fog. When the fog clears, the ship is attacked by an unseen band of natives who fire arrows from the surface of the forest. The African's helmsman is killed before Malo frightens the native away with the ship's steam whistle. Not long after, Malo and his companions arrive at the Curtis inner station, expecting to find him dead. But a half-crazed Russian trader, who meets them as they came ashore, assures them that he's the one who left the wood. Curtis with native warriors pour out of the forest and surrounding them. Curtis speaks to them, and the natives disappear into the woods. The manager blames Curtis, who is quite ill, about the steamer. A beautiful native woman, apparently Curtis' mistress, appears on the shore, then stare out at the ship. Curtis disappears in the night, and Malo goes out in search of him, finding him crawling on all four toward the native camp. Malo stops him and convinces him to return to the ship. They set off down the river the next morning, but Curtis' head is falling fast. Malo listens to Curtis talk while he pilots the ship, and Curtis entrusts Malo with a packet of personal documents, including an eloquent pamphlet on civilizing the savage, which ends with a scrawled message that says, "Exterminate all the brutes." The steamer breaks down and they have to stop for repairs. Curtis dies, uttering his last words, the whole. In the presence of the confused, Malo falls ill. Soon after, the buyer survives. Eventually, he returns to Europe and goes to see Curtis intended his fiance. She is still mourning even though it has been over a year since Curtis' death, and she plays him as a paragon of virtue and achievement. She asks what his last words were, but Marlowe cannot bring himself to shatter her illusion with the truth. Instead, he tells her that Curtis' last word was her name. Joseph Conrad divided his novel Heart of Darkness into three parts, part 1, part 2, and part 3, with different chapters. Joseph Conrad used symbolic or ionic title. The word Heart of Darkness tends to represent the River Congo as the land of Africans, whereby all evils done by Africans to white people. White people killed many Africans, while themselves had to see the death of Curtis, who is a European man. Also, Conrad used the River Congo as a heart in the darkness, means the uncivilized continent. They don't know about the phenomena. Darkness due to the inability to see other human beings means failing to understand what the individual. Joseph Conrad used narration form to narrate the events which happen in Congo River and to the main character. Joseph Conrad used the character Marlowe as a protagonist of Heart of Darkness. Marlowe is philosophical, independent minded, and generally skeptical of those around him. He is a master storyteller. Marlowe shares many of his fellow Europeans' prejudices. He has seen enough of the world. Joseph Conrad used character Curtis as the chief of the inner station and the object of Marlowe's quest. Curtis is a man of many talents. We learn, among other things, that he is a gifted musician and a fine painter, the chief of which are his charisma and his ability to lead men. Joseph Conrad used character as the general manager, the chief agent of the company in his African territory, who ran the central station. Joseph Conrad used character as a blackmaker, whom Marlowe also meets at the central station, is a favorite of the manager, and seems to be a kind of corporate spy. Pigeons. They carry a long wooden stakes with them everywhere. They hate the nuts and treat them like animals. Cannibals. The leader of the group in particular seems to be intelligent and capable of ionic reflection upon his situation. Helmsman. A young man from the coast trained by Marlowe is killed by nuts when the steamer is attacked hiding on the riverbank. Joseph Conrad used motifs as a figure of speech. Motifs are the curing structure, contrasting all literary devices that can help to develop and inform the text, major themes. Example, the word drunkenness means failing to understand that individual and failing to establish any sort of sympathetic communion with him or her. Another figure of speech is symbolism. The word river stands as a unit or meeting point. Joseph Conrad wrote his novel to reveal the issue of imperialism in Africa. Africans were killed by colonialism. Another theme is civilization. Europeans civilized Africans. Another theme is the death, example, Curtis and the Africans. Another theme is awareness, example, Marlowe. He is aware on the issue of exploitation. Another theme is racism. Example, Africans were segregated by white people. Another theme is imperialism, as I said, the first themes. You can deliver the message through themes which I have mentioned above. Conrad shown the conflict between Africans and the Europeans on the issue of land and wealth, like ivory. Also, Joseph Conrad portrayed the women as a sympathetic person. Example, Curtis' wife. Heart of Darkness is still relevant today because there are Europeans, seems Africans are not yet civilized. Europeans still exploit Africans economical, political, and cultural. I have reached the end of the novel analysis, Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad from Europe. I ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for listening to me. I say goodbye. This is a Manju of Literature from Queen of Peace Girls Secondary School, Nzega District, Tabora Region, Tanzania, Africa.